I know at the end of the day, like, I'm going to follow my heart. And right now, my heart is like screaming at the top of its lungs, right in my eardrum, that I should decide to. So before a global pandemic took everything we knew and punched it square in the face, I was just your ordinary growing industry filmmaker with a small YouTube channel on the side. And I'll admit that I was giving my YouTube channel very little attention. But then again, everything we knew took a people's elbow right to the dome and everything changed along with the film industry. So for those 3 months of worldwide shutdown, I took my time and I took all my energy and I put it into being a YouTube creator. I legitimately couldn't believe my eyes as I watched over 60,000 of you walk through that virtual door over there just to like sit in front of a screen and watch my ridiculous face week in and week out. Like there's actually enough of you now to fill an entire professional football stadium. So the past 2 months, like the real film industry has kind of opened up a little bit more and those real shoots are starting to come in and they're coming in more abundance than they were before this pandemic even started in the first place. And I'm ecstatic about it. I couldn't be happier to have financial security again, be out shooting every day and working with the people that I love working with. That's awesome and all, but now I kind of have this giant YouTube channel that's like a lot of work to manage. So for a little over 2 months now, I've been giving both YouTube and my real filmmaking career 100% each. I'm back out shooting 4 to 5 times a week. I'm coming home from those shoots, working on the YouTube videos. Any off day that I have, I'm working on those YouTube videos because these things aren't easy to make. I'm exporting the final video that you're seeing on Monday morning, like Sunday night at midnight and trying to upload it before I go to bed. And then that Monday morning, I can't even enjoy your reactions because I'm out on a shoot all day and I can't even see how the video is doing. So by doing this week after week, I am slowly becoming a shell of myself. Like you see, no human being is physically capable of giving more than 100% of themselves for a long duration of time. Like it sounds super cliche, but it's so real. Like how quick doing that can lead to burnout. Through this burning out experience, I'm now finding myself giving 75% to YouTube and 75% to my real world filmmaking career. And I'm still overextending myself, still giving over 100% of myself, but I'm just making like good products and I'm not making what I know I'm capable for each of those. Like, I don't want to just make something good. Like, one of my biggest fears in life is just being like, I'm pretty good at that. Like, no, like, I don't want to be pretty good. I personally would much rather be like the absolute man, like extraordinary at one thing than good at like a bunch of other things. And right now, by doing both, YouTuber and real world filmmaking, I'm not giving myself the opportunity to be extraordinary at either of those things, and it's starting to kill me. So obviously there needs to be a change in my life. So do I want to be a real industry filmmaker or do I want to try and be a full-time YouTuber? So now I just want to bring you with me into my thought processes and just like talk about my decision making. Yeah, let's get into it. So for one, I feel like a lot of you signed up and subscribed to my channel because I am like making real industry filmmaking work. Like I didn't start with a traditional filmmaking career path like most of you who follow me. Like I started knowing nothing. I've learned a ton of what I knew on YouTube and like now I'm like shooting real projects for Nike. And then like I know most of you probably don't envision yourselves making a career out of YouTube. Most of you are here because you envision yourself making a career like from real like video production work. And I know you're looking at me and you're looking at this channel and you're wanting to get those real world insights and find bits of information that are gonna actually help you get there. By taking that step back away from the industry, am I losing that like aura of knowledge that surrounds myself? Not that I even like know that much. Like I'm also still learning. So like actually let me know, like would that affect your decision to watch my videos and follow this channel? But like don't get me wrong. Like if I do decide to go full-time YouTuber, like that's not gonna stop me from shooting like epic passion projects and like creating videos that you've seen me create in the past, but even better, like I'll have more time for those potentially and like more mind bandwidth. And I'm also like more than happy to do breakdowns of those videos. Just another thought. So with going full-time YouTuber, I'm pretty much able to create whatever I want, whenever I want. It's a pretty big perk. So I also need to think about the money aspect of all this. Right now, as it stands, my YouTube income is like a super small fraction, like very small fraction of what I make in my real career. I know that both have a really high ceiling, but I also know that YouTube has the potential for a much quicker income growth. But right now, as it stands, if I did decide to go full-time YouTube, like I'd have to make some serious life adjustments and probably be like super uncomfortable like financially for a little while, and there's really no guarantee of getting out of that. But then there's the argument of if I did decide to go full-time on YouTube, I'd have much more time for YouTube and I'd put much more into it, and the chances of that growing are a lot higher then vice versa for my actual filmmaking career. Like that's already at a comfortable income level, and I put more and just focus on that, like maybe that would grow. At the end of the day, money is important. You need to make a living, but I don't think the money aspect of it is like the biggest thing that I'm lingering on right now. So let's move on. And then another thing, even though it may sound irrational, that I think about and that I honestly really care about is, do I become less respected as a great YouTuber as opposed to a great cinematographer? Like I feel like I'm gonna be embarrassed to tell someone that I'm a YouTuber. Like I honestly feel so cool telling everyday people that I'm a cinematographer. And like I know it's such like a stupid like thing to bring into this conversation, but it's an actual insecurity that I have. Like I still don't even tell people within the real film industry that I even have a YouTube channel, because for some reason I'm like embarrassed by it. Like there's this certain stigma that's attached to having a YouTube channel. I personally don't think a YouTuber filmmaker is any less than an actual like film industry filmmaker. But again, at the end of the day, it's a legitimate concern that I have about this situation. So yeah, you've gotten to see into kind of my thought process here, and like me, you're probably seeing that any direction I look is just kind of a double-edged sword. I know at the end of the day, like I'm going to follow my heart. And right now, my heart is like screaming at the top of its lungs, right in my eardrum, that I should decide to go full time with YouTube. So I think YouTube for me is more of a like right here, right now type of situation. I think for the rest of my life, I'll kind of always have that option to jump back into the real film industry if I decide to do that. But this YouTube thing, like what we have like right here, like in this moment, it's like, it's super special. Like it's unbelievable. Like this YouTube thing just kind of feels like a ship that's going to sail with or without me. I know that throughout my entire life, like I've never felt this fulfilled by creating something, and by this and by you. I started this channel 2.5 years ago with the intention of helping one person one day somewhere. And that was it. Like there was no expectations for it. It was just like kind of something I wanted to do just to like give back and help one other person. And to hear from literally thousands of you that I've actually like inspired you in some way or helped you in your life in some way, like it's crazy. Like I'm about to cry right now. Like I'm such a baby. Gotta get through this before the sun goes down. Like just that is like the most success like I will ever find in anything that I ever do. And like I wanna continue doing that for people, and like, oh my God, I can't even like put it into words right now. But like I know that I'm not putting everything I have into this YouTube channel right now because I have so much else going on with my real career. Like I just know how high my ceiling would be if I put everything I had into this, and I feel like I could really make it something special and something that you all deserve. Gotta change my angle. It's starting to get pretty dark in this direction. All right, there we go. Doesn't look nearly as good now, but at least you can see my face. But yeah, like even with all of that being said just now, like I still don't really feel like I'm quite ready to make that full jump into being the full-time YouTuber. But I definitely think that it's time for me to start making little steps towards that direction. Maybe I hire an editor, maybe I take less real film gigs, or I don't know, whatever it is to just like get me through and pacify until I'm at the point where I'm ready to make that full commitment. And then when that boat drifts way too far away and my groin starts to tear right down the middle because of my stance and I can't hold on to the dock any longer, I guess that's when it'll happen. I don't know, I respect all your opinions, and I think like you guys might have like good words to help me out with my situation and figure it out. So I know the only people that genuinely care about me and are going to actually support me are going to be you, the person who's still here at this point in the video. So I want to try something that would be really the first major step into stepping into YouTube full-time. And obviously that's going to involve you. So if you want to, and only if you want to, I decided to set up a Patreon account where you're able to support me and support this channel. There's only going to be two like very simple options. And the smaller option is going to be $3 a month. This option is for you if you just want to be able to support me in any way just for the content that I'm producing for you. And also it serves as a great way for me to make a little money so I don't have to end up doing like all the little annoying ad reads that you see in a lot of other people's videos. So think of this option like $3 a month, like you're buying me a cup of coffee every month, and I would love to have a cup of coffee with you, and I'll enjoy that coffee. And then the other option will be relatively much larger. It'll be a $25 a month contribution. So with this option, you're both happily supporting me. And as well, I thought it would be cool if I opened up an avenue for you to be able to send me new work that you're working on and send it to me, where I'm able to give you like actual real constructive feedback for that video that you're working on, and just try to help you out the best way that I can on that specific project that you're working on. So yeah, this is just something that like I'm nervous, like kind of feel awkward about introducing to you. But if it's something that you're interested in, something that you just like want to do, like that option is there for you now. And either way, if you decide not to, like we're still gonna be best friends, I promise. That's all she wrote for this episode. I'm gonna enjoy this like ridiculous environment I have going on behind me. Like, are you watching this? Like, but yeah, thank you as always. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me. And yeah, I love you.